Sure, it must be a very long day for some of you considering the distances that gave you for the test centers. Um, Before we start, how was the exam? If you all can quickly give a very short feedback. You found it to be lengthy, you found it to be difficult, moderate, easy, number of attempts. Just a quick uh, poll, not even a poll, rather QA lengthy but doable. All right. Oh, what about the rest? एग्जाम दिया था ना तुम लोगों ने सबने क्यों मैनेजेबल ओके 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 also if you can give me the number of attempts a rough estimate if you don't remember works for me so for QF 52 overall but 65 overall damn nice 55 63 attempted 58 60 overall okay okay 62 सही है see from what I have talked to people and considering all the other factors, what I figured out was yes, the exam was definitely on the lengthier side of things, right? Even DM per se consisted a lot of reading, and the questions were filled with data insights, right? It was slightly on the tougher end to comprehend things, if I can say that. QA was also on bit of a lengthier side the level of difficulty, I would say it was not very high. It was moderate, but again, there were a few questions that were tricky. Also, in case of VRC, right, a lot of people have told me in their feedback that the language was bit on the complicated side of things. But again, if you were an avid reader, things would have been slightly better for you. But see again, what had to be done is done now. Uh, Talking about marks versus percentile, I'm pretty sure most of you must be aware of how the trends looked like till now. Up till 2022, 35 marks, roughly 35, 36 marks fetched you a good 99 percentile. Around 40 marks, I would say, got you in 99.5 percentile region. 2023 was a bit of an outlier year for few reasons because there were some erroneous questions, there were some discrepancies in those areas. That is why the marks versus percentile got a little skewed. So again, your 43 marks translated to roughly 99 percentile and 4950 marks roughly translated to 99.5 percentile. Yes, in 2023, there were a few questions that were declared erroneous, and therefore, there were a couple of marks that were awarded for free. Again, see, a lot of you must have gone through a couple of analysis or maybe on your own and tried to gauge what raw score would fetch you what percentile. Again, a lot of them are predictions. If you ask me, I would say seeing the pattern the trend would look similar to what it looked like in 2021, 2022. But everything is a prediction till now, right? So, and again, there's no point thinking what will your percentile be. You'll eventually come to know those things, right? Uh, at this point, I would say try not to feed a lot of noise in your head. Uh, what was done is done. The exam part is over, right? Uh, Coming to see the main target college for XAT is XLRI, of course, the key college, the highlight one, whatever. And this is what the last year's cutoff looked like for XLRI. Um, if you are a general male engineer, the cutoff for BM would be 95 percentile, whereas for HRM 93 percentile, and so on. One pattern that you can see over here is that BM focuses a bit more on quantitative ability, whereas HRM tends to focus on verbal ability. So that is one area where you should clear your sectional cutoffs. All the rest sectional cutoffs are can be managed in a better way. Moving forward, what can you expect next? Okay. So first of all, that everybody who clears the sectional cutoff for this year, there can be some variability in this year's vis-a-vis last year's cutoff, but more or less you can expect it on a similar line. Um, Post you clear the cutoff, there will be couple of questions that will be asked for BM and HR. Now there are two different forms for both of them, whereas the BM Jamshedpur and Delhi campus will have a singular form. Okay. After you fill up the HR questions, the next round. Now, before COVID happened, XLRI used to conduct a GD round, but after COVID, things have changed. There was only one round, that was the personal interview round. Now, there have been some speculations around that GD can happen or cannot happen this year. Nothing is confirmed till now. So, keep an open mind. Look out for all the official communications that you will receive from the institute. There can be a GD round, there cannot be a GD round. No one can guarantee it till now. Okay. And again, there'll be two different sets of PI, one for BM, one for HRM if you clear both of the cutoffs, or if you clear one of them, then it reduces to one. Okay. Um, Moving forward, what the rough timeline might look for XLRI? Uh, they are very quick when it comes to giving your response sheet and scorecard, right? So in the next couple of days, you can expect your response sheet to come out. Now, until last year, what happened was, and I'm expecting the similar pattern to be followed this year also. First, they'll release the response sheet, followed by a couple of days later, you'll get the correct answer key that XLRI publishes, following which you'll get the scorecard, and then the portal will open for you to upload your documents as well as the behavioral questions or SOPs, whatever is asked. After that phase is over, you'll get an option to book your own slot. Now, XLRI gives you the freedom to choose your own PI dates. So this is what the rough timeline might look for. Interviews might starting from second to third week of February. Okay. Now this is just for reference. These were the HRM questions that were asked last year. If you want, you can take a snippet or note of the questions that were asked. Um, just a second. Are there any questions till now for me? If not, we can move ahead. All right, nothing. So, this is the type of questions that were asked last year for the HRM course. You can see that HR questions more or less focused more on your HR acumen itself. Um, Now, these are the questions that were asked for BM course. Again, pretty straightforward questions, I would say, but you need to prepare them well, is one thing. And also, one thing to note is that the window for uploading these SOPs is very, very short. If I remember correctly, it was somewhere around 3 to 4 days, right? They give you the questions, they give you a time of approx 3 days, and then you have to fill them and submit them. Um, okay. Okay. Of course, not everyone would be clearing the cutoff for XLRI, and not everyone would be aiming for that institute. So, just to give you an idea of what other colleges are there, which accept XAT test scores. Just this is not a comprehensive list, of course, but these are a few top colleges that you can consider. Let's say if you are falling in the range of, let's say, 90 percentile, then there is XIMB Bhubaneswar, there's IMT Ghaziabad, there's IMI Delhi. If you go slightly lower on the percentile range, there's Great Lakes, GIM, 4, Tapmi, KG Somaya, and all of these colleges have their form open till now. I have mentioned the deadline that was present in their websites right now. Of course, you can expect some extension of deadlines for a few colleges, but again, if you're targeting these colleges, I would say not to delay your decision on filling the form, and you can go ahead with filling the forms as and when the deadline approaches. Okay, so what truly lies ahead after that is that this was the last major exam most of you would uh, be giving this season. Uh, a few of you might give CMAT, but again, CMAT is something that is still there in the distance right now. Even I'm not very sure, but I think so. CMAT has not released that date yet, right? So the focus of majority of you should now shift to your GDPI courses. What your entire focus needs to be right now is getting at least one good call and converting that call for you, right? So this is what Prepzone offers you in terms of GDPR courses. Again, I'll be opening up the floor for a quick Q&A discussion and a free conversation post this presentation. Any doubts, any queries till now? If not, I'll open the floor for any questions that you have. This was purposely a very short presentation in terms of content because not much can be discussed at this point apart from what needs to be done by you, right? Okay. Uh, these are what the mentors look like, and there are a total of 80 plus mentors with PrepZone currently. Okay. I'll be opening up the floor for questions. If anybody has any questions, feel free to shoot. And even if you want to give up the review of how your paper was, please go ahead.
Uh, am I audible, Deepayan?
Yeah.
Uh,
Please.
so I gave my ZAT today, and like it was fine. But the thing I had a problem in with was the essay part. So I
Mm.
just finished writing my essay, and I believe that there was 5 minutes left. So I did a save on it, and suddenly the essay disappeared. And I had to like quickly write up the essay in the last 5 minutes. But after coming out, I searched the Reddit part and I saw that there were some people who had the problem as similar to mine. So, like, what would be? Can you suggest anything which I should do, like, to inform the authorities? Like, I will be mailing them on.
Okay. Okay, so one part that I did not talk about right now was the GK and the SA part, right? So again, those are the things that are not directly calculated in your percentile per se. And again, uh, I hardly know of people for which essays were opened during the interviews. Even the weightage is very low for essays and GK. If you ask me personally, again, it's not out in the public, but that is one area you should not worry about right now. What is done is done. So you can chill out, you can relax. But again, GDPI is something that is in your hand going in the future. That is one area you have to focus on right now.
Sure, sure.
Okay. Okay. In the meanwhile, I have given my number and my LinkedIn. If anybody has any query in terms of the GDPR course by Prepzone or any in general queries, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be available. Also, right now, if anybody has any questions, no. All right, then if nobody has any questions, we can close the session for now. Again, feel free to reach out to me in case of any queries that you might have. And going forward, I hope to see some of you folks convert Accelera and be here. All right. Best of luck. Thank you for joining.